So Waterfire started in 1994. Originally, the rivers were covered. There was what was known as Suicide Circle, where there's a 150-foot monument that would sit right in the middle of a rotary, and people couldn't see around it. It was probably one of the worst traffic designs ever. And the rivers were covered in what was known as the world's widest bridge. So for, when the city itself was a railroad destination, when people were driving over the river just to get to the Cape, things like that. Providence was just a great spot on the way to the Cape. And in '94, when the rivers were reopened, when Waterfire Park was created, the city still had a hue about it, still had an unsafe factor. And so in 1994, for the first night, Barnaby came down. Barnaby was commissioned to create something that would bring people down to Waterfire Park. And you saw in the video about his thoughts about that. And in 1996, it was brought back again for the International Sculptors Conference, where over 5,000 people were down there to see the event. And the Providence locals really latched onto it, and they commissioned Barnaby to create Waterfire as a nonprofit. And ever since, we've done at least 12 lightings. It's gone up to 20 lightings sometimes. And we've gone international as well. We've gone to Singapore, we've gone to Rome, and we've been to Tacoma, Washington, and San Antonio, Texas, and Columbus, Ohio, Kansas City. Right now, Sharon, Pennsylvania has a great run. They have 3 fires every year, and their businesses have boomed ever since. They've gone from having 12 people in the restaurant a night to over a line across the block all the way down. So it's really revived that community.
What is the plan when it rains the day?
So in case it rains, Waterfire still happens, rain or shine. In my 6 years of being a Waterfire, we've canceled 1 full fire. In the 20 years of Waterfire, there's been 2 full cancellations. Both happened because there was a hurricane in town, and we didn't think many people would come. Oh, and the city told us we couldn't. So, other than that, we have upwards of 65,000 people who will be joining us every time. And these hotel reservations and all these restaurant reservations are already made months in advance. So the last thing we want to do is cancel someone's summer plans, just because it's going to drizzle that day. We have gotten really fortunate in my 6 years at Waterfire. It has only rained once during an actual fire. It's funny that there'll be clouds surrounding Providence, that there'll be raining in every other city around Providence, but in Providence at this one particular spot for these 6 hours that the fire's happening, it's not raining there. So we've been really lucky for that. But if it rains, even if it's a steady downpour, we really don't cancel.
How do people get involved in Waterfire?
So there's 2 different ways. You can become an intern yourself. We have 14 different internships that you can get involved in. We have 26 different interns starting with us over the summer. And we only have a staff of 22, so our entire staff doubles in the summer. Or you can just come down and volunteer. If you're here for the summer, we have tons of different events. We have woodpile workouts happening every Wednesday night. We have prep parties happening every Thursday night. Join us for those. Or you can just join us on Saturdays for the event, where we have 4 different shifts. We have the morning shift, we have afternoon, we have the event itself, and then we have the magic hour, which is midnight to about 3 a.m. when everything's cleaned up and it seems like nothing's ever happened. It's the theme from the circus where you're not supposed to wake up the next day and go, oh yeah, last night was really cool, look everything that's left. You wake up and you kind of think to yourself, did last night happen? Was there an actual water fire last night, or did I just envision that? So in 2014, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the ones that closed down the hurricane barrier, they did a study. They found that over $113 million are brought to the city and state each year through restaurants and hotels for Waterfire alone. That's over $60 million in tax revenue from the state and the city, and everyone at this point knows how bad Rhode Island needs that. But it's also put Rhode Island on the map. Anywhere you go, you say you're in Providence, and people will always go, oh, is that the place with the river fire, with the water river, with the river water, with the fire water, things like that. And that sense of pride that sense of community and really something that you're known for, that has resonated with Providence residents.
So I know you kind of already discussed this, but how many people would you say attend on average?
So on every given Waterfire, there can be 65,000 people. For things like Gloria Gemma, it goes upwards of 85,000 people. For the Beckett State Fire, that has only been with us for about 2 years, and we've already seen it go past 90,000 people.
All right, guys, unfortunately, we do have to cut this short. We're out of time. I'd like to thank Gary for coming in and telling us all about Waterfire, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending. If you have any interest in internships or any volunteers, Gary will be here for a little bit afterwards if you want to discuss that with him. Thank you.